She's not what you'd expect. She's tough and feisty, but gentle and tender. She makes millions and gives millions to the poor. She cries, she laughs, she teaches, she comforts. This is the Dani Johnson Show.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson. Thanks so much for joining us today. Hey, are you caught in the convenience cash pit cycle? Today is Monday and we like to talk about money because we want to see you save money. We want to see you use your money to turn that money into cash flow and income producing assets. You're like, what in the world is an income producing asset? It's something where your money actually makes you money. So like a business is active, right? A business is active. I mean, it takes your hours, your time, your talent, your effort to make money from the hours in which you're investing into your job or your business. This then produces cash flow. However, that is actually what you're working towards. And yes, cash flow is really important. But then what you're supposed to do is you take your cash flow and you use some of that cash flow to pay down your debt so that you're not giving the banks cash flow. What do I mean by that? Well, your credit cards, 18.9%, 26%, 29%, that's actually what you're making for them. You're creating cash flow, for the banks. Now, so step one is learn how to make money. Two is keep the money. So if you're in debt and you are like racking up your credit cards, friend, you're actually not keeping the money, but you're giving it away to the banks to the tune of, 18.9% to 29% is what you're giving them. So let's look at $10. You're giving them anywhere from $1.80 to $3 is what you're giving them, which is crazy. If you think about it, for every $10, you're giving them up to $3 in return for using their money. So what they've done is they've turned your money into their slave versus your money being your slave. So again, step one is how to make it. Two, how to keep it. Three, how to turn money into your slave. How do you get your money making money for you? Well, conveniences are absolute cash pits. No question. Conveniences like some of these subscriptions that so many companies have been really, really smart to figure out how to get your cash, how to get your family's cash, how to get your children's inheritances. That cash that's supposed to be set aside for them. The legacy that is supposed to be set aside for your family is actually being turned over to the bank. So again, I'm going to say this again. So the bank has actually turned your money into their slave because they're collecting interest on those credit cards from your purchases. So how can you go from like making money and then turning that money into your slave so that you can start, now what do I mean by income producing assets? So that money starts making you money without necessarily your time. It's not trading hours for dollars anymore like business is. And I don't care what kind of business you're in. So oftentimes those who are in the direct sales or network marketing industry think that their income is total an income producing asset that takes no time, that doesn't require, all the residual income is just like, it's like free money. It's not free money. It's money that you literally need to stay active with. If you don't, that money does deteriorate through time. And yeah, there is a way to be able to make money in that industry to where it's making you money. Let's say you take a month off and it doesn't necessarily affect your income so bad if you're at a certain development stage of building your business and you've got a tremendous amount of people inside your sales force or your customer base that keep ordering even if you're not out there motivating these people. But the bottom line is this, is that things like rental properties or investing in stocks or having things where you have other people managing maybe some of your money. Sometimes that also can be a way of turning your money into a slave. Or you even having systems. My husband teaches this, where you have systems in place that have you exit out of something before it drops too low. And of course, then there are those super low risk stocks and that pay dividends on a monthly basis. And again, that's cash flow that's coming in. That's money that's coming in that you're not necessarily working for. Somebody else has worked for that money. So I don't know if you've gotten caught in the trap where so many people have, where they have all these different subscriptions, right? Because there's so many of them today. Gosh, I remember 10 years ago, there barely being any. It was just like email subscriptions, where they say, hey, do you want us to email you to tell you about our sales? The answer is no. 98% of the population falls for that one every single time. 98% of the population falls for all of these different types of subscriptions because it seems on the front end to be saving us money. And so we asked the question to our audience, how many subscription services do you use? Like Netflix or Audible, magazine ones, Blue Apron. Do you think the convenience is worth what you are paying for? So let's go ahead and go to the phones. We've got Melissa from Illinois who responded. Melissa, what about you? So have you taken advantage of all these subscriptions? How do you feel that you're working for you? Do you feel like they're not?
Absolutely. I've taken advantage of some of the subscription services. I've tried a few over the last couple of years. I really try to focus, use, and pay for one subscription service at a time. So I really want to use it, or if I'm not using it, I cancel it to try something else, just not have multiple or concurrent subscriptions at the same time. I think that's sometimes the trap we get stuck in.
It is, because it's so easy to click add to cart for a monthly subscription that in the moment, because they sold us, right? So the marketers are so good at creating this opportunity for us, and we think, oh, gosh, I'm going to need this. Oh, yeah, this would be really convenient. Oh, I think this is like super important. I love this idea, right? So then you buy it, you buy this thing, and now you're locked in month after month. You completely forgot about it. And whether it's $10 a month or $50 a month or $1 a month, it doesn't matter what the cost is. But the key is they get us excited in the beginning, then we forget about it, and now we're not using it. So you say, how do you discipline yourself to make sure that you're using it and that you don't lose track of all the subscriptions that you have that you're not using?
So that's why I choose to only have one or two at a time. And I also, because I do that, I'm regularly going in to, like, I have an iPhone, so I'm going in and checking and canceling the subscription. So sometimes you just think to yourself day after day, oh, I don't know how to cancel it, so I just let it go, and then a month goes by and 2 months go by. But if you know how to cancel it, and you know it's quick and easy, and you've done it before, then you're more inclined to say, oh, I'm not using this, click, cancel, done.
In fact, I think people should know how to cancel the subscription before they sign up for the subscription, because that's absolutely true. And you know what? You brought something up really important, Melissa. The apps on our phone. Oh my gosh. The apps, those are almost like a little secret subscription, that costs like $3.99 or $10, or in some of them, $50 a year, right? And then here it goes, like you totally lost interest. Like, for example, the MyFitnessPal, right? They have the version where you don't have to have the advertising, so it's $50 a year. Like, okay, yeah, because you're like super committed in the moment. Right now, I'm totally committed to losing weight. I'm totally committed to counting my macros. I'm totally committed to getting fit for this year. So, okay, I'm committed. And that's what you think in the moment. You're like tired of these advertisements like getting in your way. So you're like, okay, I'm totally committed. And then 3 months later, you completely quit. You quit on tracking your macros. You quit on your weight loss goal, but you're still paying for this subscription that you no longer are using. So that's a whole nother way, right? Because they know, hey, they're committed. They're saying they're going to lose this weight this year. So bam, let's go ahead and advertise to them. Let's offer them this subscription. But they know that majority of the people are going to quit. They're going to lose interest. They're going to give up. They're going to say, oh, it's too much work. It's too hard. It takes too much time. Oh, it's nerve-wracking. It's like, it's not helping me, right? And then what do we have? We have this $50 a year subscription. I love what Melissa said. Make sure you know how to cancel it in your phone before you sign up for that subscription. Love it. Okay, so we have Paul from Florida. Paul, what about you?
Morning, Dani. I agree. I think it's the same exact way. You've got, just like you talked about in your War on Debt program, you've got Sam's Club membership that will charge you just to walk in the door to their store and pick things off the shelves. But you wind up spending more that way when you're buying in bulk than if you were to go just to your local grocery store and buy one item at a time.
Yeah.
Or the same as paying for an Amazon Prime membership where you think you're saving money on shipping, but then you're just paying for an extra subscription service to take advantage of the same items you would be paying for one at a time when you need them. There's a lot of subscriptions out there, and it's a great business model for the businesses, but for the consumer, you do wind up setting and forgetting about it, and it's just money draining out of your pocket.
Absolutely. And Paul, where should that money be going?
Honestly, that money should be going into your savings until you have enough that you can really put it towards something that's going to be an income producing asset for you.
Yep, no question. Paul, I love what you said. So like looking at Amazon Prime, right? So what I've done with Amazon, because again, I absolutely hate going to the store. I do. I hate running errands. I don't like any of that kind of stuff. So Amazon has been like very convenient for some things. But what I always do is I always cross-check the price. So like, for example, I ran out of laundry soap. I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to see, does Amazon have it? Amazon has done such a beautiful job of getting us to ask the question, do they carry this? Do they carry this? And so I find myself asking that question all the time. And so here I was looking at laundry soap. I'm like, $15? Are you kidding me? It's $2.97 at the store. That's worth the trip, to save that kind of money. Mm-hmm. But look at that. So in that case, here's where Amazon Prime is actually increasing the price of an item, like in this case, multiple times. Like, gosh, $3 to $15, that's 5 times more money for the same exact laundry soap. And that's where they're making up the difference, let's say, on some of the other things that they might be losing money on the shipping, but they're making it in some of those other areas. So don't be stupid and just assume that Amazon has the best price on everything, because they do not. And if you're using that Prime membership, like, divide it out. Divide out how many times a year am I ordering from them? What would the shipping cost actually be? Not only that, but Paul, dude, there's so many places that have free shipping now. Like, literally, I mean, 5 years ago wasn't the case. But today, majority of the sites out there have, not majority, but at least 50% of the sites out there have a free shipping option. So how many times are we giving money to subscriptions that are not necessary? Paul is basically saying, think, use your brain. Use your brain. Don't just be signing up for these things, because your money that is supposed to be going to you, your family, your future, that long-awaited vacation, paying off all of your debt in 5 to 7 years, being able to set yourself up for a better financially independent future. These are things that must happen. Let's go to our last caller. We've got Bonnie Buckner from Detroit. Bonnie, what about you?
Hi.
Hi.
So I think you're right. I think you have to do it on things that are really worth it and what you're really using. I know myself, I subscribe to some things, but I do pass on others. One of my favorite ones is actually called Ipsy, and it's like a little makeup bag every month, and it comes with 4 or 5 makeup products.
Time out, Bonnie. Yeah. Do you literally need new makeup every month?
Well, the thing of it
is... Don't, really stop. Answer the question.
Do I really need makeup every month? Yes, because I use makeup every day.
Hold, time out. I use makeup every day, but I don't buy it every month.
So these are like really small proportions though also, and I'm not spending my time in the store where I might try to buy something else or anything like that, and instead present to myself.
Okay, hold on. I want you to go to your makeup drawer. And I want you to look in your makeup drawer, and I want you to see how much makeup you have that's barely used. And determine, I challenge you now, Bonnie. Let me ask you this question. Do you have debt?
I'm almost done with it.
Bonnie, do you have debt?
I do have some, yes.
Bonnie, how much mortgage, credit card, student loans, car debt do you have?
$10,000.
So you have no mortgage?
No.
You have no car debt?
No, the 10 is my student loan.
So the 10,000 is student loans, and you have no credit cards?
No.
Okay. How long have you had this student loan debt?
Altogether, it's been 10 years.
10 years. So how much have you paid off?
20.
Okay, good job. 20,000 in 10 years is slow, Bonnie. It's really slow. Okay, now listen to me, honey.
That was a free interest that I would rather save my money and buy on other things.
But you're not. You're spending it on makeup instead. So look, here's the deal. That $10,000 could be wiped out in the next 2 years, year and a half, 2 years max. Then you will own. Look at the mindset, girl. You're okay being a slave to an education. Are you using the education?
Yes, I am.
Thank God.
It was well worth it.
Okay. But why continue to be a slave? It is the mindset. Why continue to be shackled to $10,000 in student loan debt? So here's what I'm going to challenge you. I want you to look at your makeup drawer. I want you to see how much you have in there that's been barely used. I want you to only replace what is used. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't buy a new lipstick until I've actually gotten through 6 of them. When 6 of them are all gone, then I return my lipsticks. They actually have a what do you call a recycle program where I get 1 free for the return. Some of my lipsticks I've had for 20 years. That's really bad. And some of this makeup I bought was back in my foolish financial days, Bonnie. Back in my foolish financial days, I spent so much money. I have a gigantic makeup drawer, sadly to confess to you, okay? And this makeup drawer, most of what's in there, I've had for more than 20 years until I got the idea of like, hold on a second, why am I buying more when I have so much already? Now, okay, mascara, that dries out. Then you got to replace it. But man, I replace it like, I don't know, maybe once every 90 days, maybe once every 4 months. And that's something that I wear every single day. Okay, so I want you to really think about it. I want you to evaluate this. Number one, why am I okay with $10,000 worth of debt lassoed around my neck? Have I been completely brainwashed by our culture that debt is okay? Have I been brainwashed by my culture that debt is acceptable? Have I been brainwashed by the bankers that if it's a 0% interest rate, debt is okay? Debt is not okay, especially student loan debt. It's not okay. It owns you, whether you realize it or not. And the fact is, being free financially, girl, you have no mortgage. I'm so proud of you. You have no car debts. I'm so proud of you. You have no credit card debt. I'm so proud of you. This is amazing that you have actually accomplished that. And that you're actually using your education. Phenomenal. Rare. Now let's go to the nth degree of rare. And oh, no man, no thing. Why? Because you never know what the future holds. You never know what kind of medical debt might all of a sudden enter your life due to whatever choices you make or somebody else makes. So now it's like 50,000 plus the 10,000. So be free, girl. Be free financially. Attack that thing. There's no reason why you can't get rid of it in 18 months to 2 years. I mean, really, you could get rid of it this year if you really put your mind to it. And by the way, if you're serious about it, you heard Paul mention War on Debt, which is inside of this book, First Steps to Wealth. 2 chapters that shows you exactly how to attack and how to attack fast and why. And then the other side of it is, how do I turn money into my slave? How do I get my money working for me versus it bleeding out into student loans, versus it bleeding out into credit card debts, or in the case of bleeding out to makeup that I might not need this month. Some months you might, some months you might not. So it's really something to evaluate, that if you cut off those subscriptions that are adding more products to your life, even though you're not done using the other products, maybe it's time to reevaluate, take that money from that subscription, attack your student loans with it, and let's get rid of this thing so you can truly be financially free. There's no feeling like being totally financially free. You get the book for free on the website, DaniJohnson.com, DaniJohnson.com, absolutely free. It is yours. You can download a copy right this minute and start reading it, or you can call our office to get a physical copy of it, which is 866-760-8255. That phone number is actually on our website. So get your free copy today, start reading it, and start being free financially. That's it for us today. God bless you. Have a great rest of the day. Bye.